Today we're here to look at the T150 from Thrustmaster. How does it hold up in 2019 and is it still worth buying? Stick around and at the end of the video I'll share where I was able to find the exact same wheel for a bargain price and where you can look to do the same. Hi guys, I'm CJ Razor and thank you for taking the time to check out my channel and this review on the Thrustmaster T150. If you find this review helpful, please leave a like and a comment. I'd love to look through the comments to see what you guys think. Do you have this wheel? Are you looking to get this wheel? Hopefully my review can help you. If it does, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay, so let's get into it. Firstly, force feedback. The main point around any wheel that you buy, how does the wheel feel? Well, I'll be honest, with this wheel, for the price point, the force feedback is fantastic. It really is. You feel everything to the wheels, from the curbs, from the changing the gear, the oversteer, understeer. You can feel the slip of the car. The wheel goes light. Especially if you take the time to fiddle around with some of these settings, you can really get the wheel performing to a standard that you'd expect from a wheel much higher in the price point, and it really is bargain for money. I've been nothing but happy with this wheel since I've owned it, and never thought of actually changing the wheel. I've owned the wheel now for 7 months and it hasn't crossed my mind to upgrade. I'm a part-time sim racer. I don't have the time budget to go further in terms of getting a full rig, and I think a lot of you guys, if you're looking at this wheel, maybe around the same as me, where you know you're a busy person, you just want to come home, have a few laps, and you're not entirely sure if this is what you like, and you're just going to give sim racing a go. You don't want to splash out, you don't want to be spending £300 on a set of Fanatec wheels, and well, it'd be a lot more than that, but if you were to splash out on the Fanatec wheel and other things like that, you're looking quite a lot of money, especially with the seat, all that sort of business. If you wanted to go the full 9 yards, then you'd be looking at a lot of money. But if you're not sure and this is something that you're thinking of getting into like I was, then this wheel is a fantastic entry-level wheel. It really is, and for the price I was able to pick this wheel up at as well, it's one of the best purchases I've ever made. It really is. So the settings, so what this wheel comes with as standard, so well, as standard I say that because there is a pro version to this wheel which comes with a third pedal, the clutch, and the one I have is the Ferrari Thrustmaster, as the picture in the top left will show you that exact wheel. I just have the standard T150. I don't have the extra, the pro version with the clutch. But as you unbox the wheel, you'll firstly see that it looks on the front of it very much like a PlayStation 4 controller, and that's where the wheel came from, the PlayStation 4, and you can tell. But all of the buttons, as you expect to find on the PlayStation controller, you've got L2, R2. You've got your D-pad, the share button, the PlayStation Home button, and your start/options. So on PC these mean absolutely nothing, but when you map them correctly they can be fantastic, and especially the layout of the wheels. The L2, R2 are perfect for your thumbs just to whack, so you can either put your pit limiter in there or your DRS, so if you're playing Formula 1. This is race room racing, so they do have DRS in certain cars with the DTM, so you can map it to that. The pit limiter I have to the share button, obviously to make sure you don't get those pesky penalties in the pits. You don't want to be forgetting that, especially on project cars online. A lot of people put their penalty on for speeding in the pit lane. You get disqualified before you start if you don't have that selected as you pull out of the pits. But yeah, this is race room. The force feedback again on this game is brilliant compared to this is a bit more of a simulation compared to things like Project Cars 2 and obviously Formula 1 2018. Not to say Project Cars is a bad game. I put a hell of a lot of time into that game and I still play it. Graphically it's a lot better than Race Room, but I just think the racing that you get, as you'll see on this race, the end of this race is just so immense, and it really does deliver some fantastic races, this game, especially around my favourite circuit, Nürburgring GP. So yeah, also on the wheel, as you look at the bottom right hand side, you've got a button that's mode. So when you hold down mode and you use the left and right D-pad, that will alter your degrees of rotation on the wheel on the fly, so you then don't have to go along and go into your Thrustmaster config or your control panel and mess around with settings in there, or even in game settings and change it through that. You can literally just quickly hold down while you're racing. If you're on a long straight, you can quickly change this and just hold down mode, left or right on the D-pad, and you'll change the degrees of rotation. So if you've got it set up to 900 degrees in your config, then you can just change it and it will change the sensitivity of the wheel so that you can fiddle with it without having to back out of the menu, well, into the menus, which is just a fantastic addition. Again, for a wheel at this price point, it's just something extra Thrustmaster have done that is just fantastic, and can't fault Thrustmaster for this wheel. It's not all good news. Pedals are not fantastic. Sadly, this is where the Thrustmaster T150 does let itself down. The brake pedal especially is a bit spongy. Not sure if that's the right word, but it doesn't have a lot of feeling in it, so you can find yourself locking up quite a lot, especially into certain turns and certain games. If you're playing Formula 1, if you're off camber going into a turn, it's very difficult sometimes to judge how much brake pressure you're putting on. It's a learning curve that you can easily get round. I have, and you can feather the throttle and easily catch oversteer, understeer situations. If the back end steps out, you can come off the gas, feather the throttle, especially around drifting as well. I've never had a problem with that. And this wheel can even be used with drifting. It's not recommended without the clutch or handbrake, but it is possible. I'll have a video coming up soon showing just what you can do on a Assetto Corsa with this wheel around drifting, so stick around for that one. Make sure you subscribe. That will be up next week. But yeah, that's pretty much the only bad point I've had with the wheel. I've had a little bit of issues around the drivers. When you get this wheel second hand, you'll be getting this wheel now, so it may not come with the disc. Just go to thrustmaster.com, download the driver from there. You'll see the drop down for wheels. Just find the Thrustmaster T150 in that, click the button, it'll come up with firmware, software and drivers. Download the drivers, takes 30 seconds to get onto your computer, install it and you're away. Mine was a little not playing ball when I first downloaded the driver. There was a bit of input lag on Project Cars, which I just couldn't figure out, but the only thing I found that really fixed that was changing the USB. Being a bit of a old wheel, this doesn't like USB 3.0, it prefers to be in an older USB port, I believe, and that's what fixed the issue for me. But yeah, apart from that, the wheel's been flawless, and I really have enjoyed every second of owning the wheel, to be honest. It's just the feel. It feels such better. Well, such it's batting above its weight, if that makes sense. Like, you could pay double this and get a wheel that feels very similar, I believe. And like I said before, if you're just looking to get into sim racing, you're not fully sure, you'll get everything and more from this wheel. The shift paddles at the back are made of like aluminium, and they're very, very sturdy. You can feel it, the click when you change gear, so there's never any missed gears. It does not feel like a toy at all. The wheel performs fantastically well. The clamp system as well, you can drill this wheel down if you've got a surface to do so. I don't have a lot of space, so I regularly take this wheel on and off the desk that I use, and the clamp is more than strong enough to hold the wheel on. Again, whether it's drifting, GT3 racing, endurance, Formula 1, whatever you do, you'll find that clamp is more than strong enough to hold on to whatever you're putting it on, and I've had no issues around that either. So again, another plus point for the T150. So coming towards the end of the video now, guys. I hope you like this race. It is a close race, this one. I think we're coming into the last lap after this one now. So where was I able to find this wheel for a bargain price? So I was able to find this wheel on Facebook Marketplace for £60. That's where I got the wheel from. Literally, as soon as I realised that this was the wheel I wanted, I have to do some looking for reviews online. The only issue with the reviews that I found personally was they were all 3 to 4 years old. Being a older wheel, they were reviewed at release, and finding what the wheel holds up like in 2019 was a bit difficult for me. But I was able to find enough information there just to make the purchase of the wheel. But yeah, it's never let me down at all, and to say for £60, you cannot get better than that. I was in Game today. For those that aren't in the UK, obviously that's an electronics shop, and they had this wheel for sale second hand for £135. So this wheel still holds its money. So if this was something that you were looking to get into, you weren't 100% sure if this sim racing is what you want to do, you just want to have a dabble. If you don't like it, you can sell the wheel on. There's always that market there for people that want to buy this wheel. I've had people try and buy this wheel off me since having it, just through word of mouth and talking about it. Said, oh, would you mind selling it? I'm like, no. Not a chance. For that price as well, you just can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. The guy was selling it just because he wanted to upgrade his rig, which he already had done, so he's just sitting there gathering dust. £60. What's £60 for such a fantastic entry-level wheel? And don't get me wrong, there are a lot better wheels on the market, and if you're willing to find it and spend the money, then by all means find yourself a Logitech G27 or G29, and if you've really got the money, then look into the Fanatec and direct drive wheels. But as you're looking at this video, it's price that is the main concern. Well, it was for me personally. It may not be for you, but personally I just wanted something that I could see if I liked it and then go from there. If it was something that I felt that I wanted to do going forward, I would invest more and maybe even need to change out the pedals, because with the Pro version of this wheel it comes with the clutch pedal included, and that is just a button on the side that you pull out and put the other one in, and you've got a brand new set of pedals there if you so wish. But yeah, also places like CEX online shops, they seem to still have this wheel for on and around the £100 mark, which again I think is a little much. If you can get this wheel for under £80 or about €90, I think you're in for an absolute bargain, a steal. I really do. The feeling that you get through the wheel again is just brilliant. I played Project Cars 2 on a full motion rig in VR with the G920, and to be honest, with the VR rig on, I couldn't even tell I wasn't using the T150. I mean, maybe that's just me, maybe that's just because I don't have much experience around what wheels you know, are the class wheels, but to be honest, I've loved every second I've had this wheel, and I recommend it wholeheartedly. Okay guys, so that's been my review of the Thrustmaster T150. Any comments at all, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer every single comment. If you're unsure about the wheel, what it does, any questions at all, just drop a like. As well, on the way out, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. If you didn't like it, drop me a dislike, let me leave a comment, let me know why. I'll leave you at the end of this race, and thank you so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.